And you.
Oh my God. Somebody better stop me.
I can take facilitator privilege. I told you that about any time.
It's been what, 4 years, Dennis?
Yes, sir.
To get to this point right here?
Yes, sir.
4 years. Man. Whew. Suppose the testimony of this lady right here that we just heard could be put in front of 2.3 million incarcerated inmates in the United States. And then, as you mentioned, you never did any time. I did my 5 years. How many more than the 2.3 million out there need to hear what you've got to say?
The whole village.
It's what Dennis and I have been working on and plotting and scheming about for the last 4 years. I've been a computer hobbyist for years, and then finally went to work with Red Hat Software, made a big mistake. Whole time, I stepped up and said I did it. But that was the roughest day of my life. One guy told me out in the yard one day about his experience getting locked up. The moment the judge hit that thing on hit that gavel, he said it was like the sky cracked open. And I said, yes, I know exactly what you mean. And I've been through that. Dennis has been through it. Those of us who have been incarcerated have been through it. A lot of the rest of us have been close to it. At one point or time in our lives, we were making some decisions we probably had no business making, and then we got caught. Okay? We're going to computerize this thing. There are programs that DOC has, but they're only eligible to graduate just 70, 80 inmates a year. But they got like a 3% recidivism rate over 10 years, and general populations hitting 70, 80% over 3. So for every 100 guys we turn loose, 80 of them are going to go hurt somebody on their way back. You people in programs, you really don't want to see that happen because there's a lot of paperwork.
Talking to Rick, I didn't know that was what was behind Ricky Moore was the fact that he used to work for Red Hat. Wow. I didn't know that. All I knew is that we were making a friendship at prison, which would have been fine. But the fact that he started taking the class that we taught at the prison for the last 3 years that we were there, and liked it so much that he shared it with his former supervisor. You say, what's the big deal about that, right? Well, the big deal about that is that when I got out, that supervisor called me, said, I like what you're doing with Rick and the program at Wade. Come and talk to me because I think I got a little money I want to park in that organization.
Wow. All right. Can we clap now?
Yeah, you got to clap on that. And through that relationship, we get a call from the Triangle Community Foundation with a check to do the work we're doing here. Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But now, believe me, that I would still been friends with Ricky Moore regardless of any of that just because of how we began to kick it. But my mama taught me a long time ago that you may not be smart in geometry and you may not be able to compose an English sentence correctly. She said, but son, you're going to be nice. And I don't even think I had any options in it. She says, you're going to be nice. So it doesn't matter about the geography. It doesn't have anything to do with the geography of a prison yard. It has nothing to do with the geography of an office setting. Just be nice to folk. Just be nice to folk. It opened doors for you that you could never open on your own.
That's right.
It's incredible. So I thought I wanted to take a moment and share that because that's a special story. And who knows what's beyond the grant? Because now we get to come back now and explain to our funders what we're doing. And who knows what's going to come out of that? I have no idea. So Rick, thank you so much. And it's good to have you here, too.
Hi.
Okay.
My name is Susan Smith, and I am from Hickory. I was on my way to Wilmington to visit with Frankie Roberts and to see the Link program, and so I'm just a blessing I was able to stop by and be here with you today. And I believe what you're saying, because I know that I serve a good God. And He moves in the work that we're doing. And I'm here as a representative of what we call the Exodus movement in Catawba County on behalf of my pastor, Reverend Reggie Longcrier. We've got our stuff back here on the table. I'm just going to run through it so you know what's back there. This is his story from the prison to the pulpit. He is a formerly incarcerated person. He was in and out of prison for 25 years and addicted to heroin for longer than that. And he's been a new man for 20 years. He is my pastor, and he is the pastor of our church, Exodus Missionary Outreach Church. We have a website which you can look at to see more about our church. I'm one of the ministers in the church, and this magazine has an article about the church, and it's back there at the table, and you're free to take one of these and read about the church, visit the website. But God has a great vision for people who are in bondage. He's a liberating God. He's a God of freedom. And so we're working. That's our boss. You know, actually, my shepherd is Pastor Longcrier, but we're under the big boss, which is the Lord God Almighty. And He is leading us in the Exodus movement. So it all starts with the church for us. And the church founded a nonprofit, Exodus Homes, which provides faith-based supportive housing for people in recovery from drug and alcohol addiction and formerly incarcerated people. And if we had all day, I couldn't tell you all the miracles that have happened in the last 8 years. I mean, we just don't have time.
I've seen it, y'all.
Yeah, so just come see us in Hickory sometime. I've been with Pastor Longcrier for 9 years, since the beginning of the church. The church came before Exodus Home, but today we have 75 beds in 6 locations, and we do everything that has to be done to help a person who is coming out of prison.